Book Club, part of Evolve, your home for Halo. Halo Book Club goes beyond the video games and covers Halo's extended media lore from the novels, short stories, comic books, and more. Today, I am your host, David, and with me is once again, Ian.
Hey, David.
Ian, we have an amazing track record. We're covering them all back to back. We're doing great work. That's what I'm telling myself. We're doing really good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
We've got every Halo Chronicles. We only have one left because they're really slow dropping them out. So.
We're catching up slowly.
The last episode I was like, we only have one left. And then they dropped another one. But
Yep.
we'll get there.
We're getting there. We're only 3 months behind, I think, right now.
That's true. Yeah. And this one's real short.
Yes.
We don't have a whole lot to talk about. So today's book club is Whispers from the Pyre. But before we get into it, I will spend the majority of the show talking about the socials. And then, so again, if you're new, welcome. You shouldn't be new. I'm sure people listening here are old. I doubt this episode gets some new people in. But just in case you're listening to Halo Book Club, which is part of Evolved, which is hosts a whole bunch of other Halo team shows. Podcast Evolved, Edition Debrief, Puzzle Blocks, HS Pro Talk, which we associate with. There's also Halo TV Plus that is there to be listened to. You can learn more about all of our shows on our website. It's amazing. Go to haloevolve.co to learn more. It's a great site. Go check it out. If you're already a fan, please rate us, leave a review. We'd love to hear all the feedback to improve ourselves. We also want to take this moment to thank our patrons. So you guys, thank you once again for putting up with the slow output that we've had for some time now. So thank you so much. You guys are dead sound, as we would say over here. So thank you all so much. If you're not subscribed to our patrons, we have a variety of exclusive rewards over there for you to entice you in. We have some unique swags. You get all of the episodes early, at least a couple of days. I try and make sure that you all get it early. Access to our podcast soundtrack, which I've started listening to again, because it's been some time, and I know I talk about it in every show, and I'm like, yeah, that was really fucking good. I should go back and listen to it, and it's really fucking good. So I'm very proud of that. An exclusive podcast show, I Would Have Been Your Podcast, which Ian hosts, which is a bunch of off-topic stuff with various other people from the community and ourselves. So you can head over to our patreon.com/HaloEvolve to learn more about all of those lovely rewards. Also, you can support us a little bit on the Audible. So Audible have a trial that you can use, and on that, obviously Audible has a whole thousands of audio books. They have all the Halo stuff over there. So if you want to go check it out, go audibletrial.com/podcastevolve to learn a bit more and give us a little bit of a bump. So thank you so much. Cool. Now, bulk of the show done. Ian, the stats for this are very boring, but the same as always. So, Whispers from the Pyre is the name of the show. It's a pretty cool name. I didn't really know it all, because I had forgotten that the name of the monitor is the Despondent Pyre from Halo Infinite. I'd really forgot. So I was like, ooh, what's this all about? This seems very interesting. What's Pyre? What's the Whispering? The author is Alex Wakeford and Jeff Eastling once more. The publisher is Halo Studios. It's on YouTube. It's the PDFs as they were, like all of these chronicles are. It came out on the 18th of December, 2024. It's about 22 minutes long on the YouTubes. And I'll give you some kind of quick summary. So it came out on the third birthday of Halo Infinite's campaign. It's a little short story. It actually came out during the Snowbound multiplayer event at Halo Infinite. If you remember, I do not.
Nope.
But I know they generally do like a winter themed event. You can throw snowballs. You can do all sorts of weird things. They have Santa hats. They do stuff every year. So it takes place in May 2060. So I was saying, Ian, like before we got started, I knew nothing about this going in. Clearly had even forgotten about the naming. So
yes.
When it started, I started listening to it, and I don't know if did you watch it on YouTube or how did you listen to it? Yeah, cool. So like the video is pretty cool. So like you click into the video and it has these lovely kind of the silhouette of Zeta Halo. It has the stone kind of rings and kind of a bluey effect kind of hovering on it, like it's a little teleporter. It's really cool. It's really nice. And when that started, and you hear like May 26, 2560, and I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Like, so it's like it takes place right after the events of Halo Infinite's campaign. So it says like, as the Master Chief cuts a brutal swath through the ranks of the Banished, a Sangheili Study Master, which I don't think we've heard of a Study Master before.
I don't think so either. I wasn't too sure.
Yeah, and his Kigyar companions, or an unlikely duo, seek to uncover the secrets of Zayla Halo's mysterious ring totems. So these are like the stone rings that we see across the place. They're essentially the terminals of Halo Infinite's campaign. So the video is just one of these like kind of colored in, and I was like, well, I really like this. I mean, it struck me as like this would be a really cool like dynamic background for your Xbox. If it was doable, but it was really nice. I really kind of liked the video. And then the story started, and I was just like, oh, and then the story ended, and then I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
So it takes place in Zeta Hill, like I said. It has 3 characters worthy of note. Despondent Pyre is in it. The monitor, and then you have Kar Yarum and Dank Ra. So that's the Elite Study Master and a skirmisher. We've actually heard them before because they're in the Halo Infinite banished audio logs, specifically the archaeological findings one. I think there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these characters talk during those audio logs, and this is these characters brought back into their own story.
Yeah.
What did you think, Ian?
Yeah, yeah, the same as you. I thought starting out, I was like, oh, okay, this feels like we're it starts out basically right after the end of I think it's right after the end of the campaign story, right?
Yeah, Eshram is dead.
Kind of we pick up right. It's like kind of right after, yeah, basically. Well, I guess there's a little bit that happens after that, but basically right after the end of the campaign. Yeah, and I think they even talk about kind of like the UNSC is coming back and retaking place. So it's basically like you're you've completed the main campaign, and now you're doing the side quests.
Missions.
That's where we're at.
Yeah,
story-wise. Which I think canonically tells you which one happened first now. If we didn't know already.
Yeah, you're a crazy person if you haven't done all of the side quests in the game before finishing the main story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know people save them, and like sometimes you maybe want to go back and you get achievements and stuff. But like when it's a game like this and you have to like play through and you're building yourself up, if I'm not built up to the max before the end of the game, I feel so like I have no motivation to go back and do other things.
Right.
Like,
yeah, that's my problem too.
Yeah.
I get the reason why you want to do it that campaign first, but then once I beat the campaign, like okay, well I'm done. So I don't have the motivation to go back and 100% everything. Not that I've been able to. I think I've gotten close, but I don't know. Anyways, it starts out there and it ends there too. And I thought like at first this was going to be kind of more like maybe some of the story that we didn't get in the never released or even announced DLC, campaign DLC that we were sort of assuming, and I think was initially the plan to have. So I thought that maybe this was part of that, but the more we got into it, and like you said, there's not a ton that happens. In fact, there's basically nothing that happens. I get the feeling this is just some audio log content that was on the cutting room floor, especially since they actually have the voice of Despondent Pyre doing her lines.
Yeah, which is probably the highlight of this, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
Sarah Elmlet is her name, and she's the voice actress for Despondent Pyre, and she comes back to voice this, which is good. And like, I remember even back at the campaign, and I remember older shows I would have said before, I feel bad that we got Despondent Pyre, and then she was taken away from us so quickly in the campaign.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, she's back, and we're getting like audio logs from her. That's kind of cool. But other than like, I mean, let's just call them scientists. They were out in the woods looking at stone rings. They didn't know anything that happened in the Infinite campaign. They come back to like towards civilization, let's say, and they bump into a bunch of banished on their way to somewhere else, and some brutes, and they have a quick conversation of, oh shit, we've missed everything. What the hell's going on? And the brute is like, everybody's dead. We're fucked. We're going over here now. And are you coming? He's like, no, we're going to go over there. And they're like, okay, here, take our skiff and drive yourself over there. We don't need it. There was a nice moment and a bit of dialogue between, okay, an elite and a brute kind of getting on very nicely with each other. Okay, that's grand. That was mildly interesting. And then the two scientists just kind of like fuck off on their little skimmer, go to the next ring that they're going, stone ring. They activate it. We get a bit of dialogue from the Despondent Pyre. They spot humans in the forward base nearby coming towards them. So they're like, okay, download all their shit and leave. And that's it. Like that's all we got. I mean, some of the stuff the Despondent Pyre wasn't even saying a whole lot, like stuff we've heard before, a lot of like reminiscing on past sins, and she's throwing out some keywords. I'm like, ooh, that's a nice keyword. Ooh, she says husk casket. That's interesting. That's what Master Chief was called when back in Halo CE. When they were talking about like waking him up, he was a hushed casket. That's got to be on purpose. And then there's a casual dropping of who made the stone rings, which is like this Tuvasia faction people. They were essentially like super ancient humans that were taken from Earth and put here on this ring. Experimented on a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of stuff from Primordium, so it kind of links into the Primordium storyline a bit there. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of links. It's just not a lot of story. This is just
all links and nothing else happening. That's it. Like
they started to say they were exploring the origins or the purpose of those those tiny halos or whatever those are on that you find in the campaign, and we don't learn that. No. We don't learn anything, do we? No. Did I just totally blank on that? I feel like I was going through it, and I'm like, did they explain that and I just blanked and missed what they said?
I mean, it might have been. Yeah, the Despondent Pyre, they're audio logs, right? So you activate these rings and the Despondent Pyre start talking in them. And essentially she used stone rings existed before that. She just used them and encoded them with her rumblings and musings as audio, essentially. And she says that Tuasia crafted these relics in a gesture of reverence or perhaps remorse for mysterious structure they call home. So I wonder, we might not have known that bit. Maybe that's the reveal that these guys built those stone rings. I don't know if we had that information before this.
The ancient humans?
The ancient humans, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember I'm trying to remember that too, because there was like a lot of conjecture when Infinite came out. It was like, did we assume that or did we know that? I don't remember.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it was the same with
that might be the only thing, really.
Yeah, I think it was Despondent Pyre mentioned. Was it House of Pain? Palace of Pain.
Yes, that was in one of the things she said.
What did she say?
She said, a shining beacon, a whitewashed tomb, a hushed casket, a palace of pain. Of things that the Forerunner sins is what she was listing off, essentially.
Well, I was saying Palace of Pain. I'm like, I know there was some. There was some thoughts on whether or not the Palace of Pain was actually in Infinite, right?
Oh, was there?
And
okay.
And they may have been before I can't even remember now. It's been so long. It was like maybe it was just from screenshots or before the game came out. I don't even remember now if we ever actually we learned that for sure, or again, it's just like that's what we kind of thought and assumed, and I'm just remembering that as canon now. I can't even. It's so there's so much mystery in Infinite story. Like there's just so much unknown, and there are so many us especially, but a lot of the lower community just kind of went off and made assumptions on what this is and what that is and and it's not even clear to me now what's what.
That's okay. That's important. Okay. Not important. So I don't really have anything else to say on this. This is one of the weakest of the Waypoint Chronicles, in my opinion.
It's not bad. It's just it's nothing happens. Nothing happens. Like literally nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like it's like a story of it is. I think I'm almost positive this was just cutting room floor audio log, and maybe they expanded on a little bit of it. But like the fact that we had the audio of Despondent Pyre, like the actual voice actor, tells me that they probably didn't reach out to her and contract her to do more lines. They probably just had them already.
Stuff they already had. That's a very interesting point. Yeah.
Going away from lore and just going into the practicalities of all this. That's what I'm thinking. Just the fact that existed, and it's.
Unless I Google this person now, and she's like a Halo Studios employee who they just pulled in and said, "Record these lines."
Yeah, probably not. As far as I know, and budget wise, I'm sure there's almost no budget for these anyways. So I can't imagine they would do that. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm guessing is what it was. It's just cutting room floor stuff for the audio logs. I mean, cool. It's like mildly interesting, but it's not. There's just no story there.
Yeah. That's true. Oh, she was Hi-Fi Rush. She was Corsica in Hi-Fi Rush. If anyone's ever played that, it was a cool game.
Nope.
So and then Gears 5, she was Lizzie Carmine. Oh, very good NPC. I think I remember who that is. Very good. She's also in Fortnite.
I don't know what you're saying.
But that's it. These are games. Oh, she's in loads of stuff. She's in Helldivers 2.
Oh well, yeah.
God of War Ragnarok.
Doesn't surprise me.
All right, she gets around. Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
She gets around.
Yeah, man, she's good stuff. Fair play to this person. Okay, Sarah.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Okay, Ian, let's call it. I mean,
there's nothing else to talk about. We've talked, I think, longer than, well, it's 23 minutes, but somehow it's 23 minutes. I don't know why or how. But
I'll have to cut a lot of this out. I don't like the fact that we talked longer than the actual audio thing is.
Yeah. Well, we're almost there. Although, okay. Yeah.
For the power of editing, we'll see what it ends up being.
Just to 5 minutes.
Yeah. Fine. Okay, closing comments, guys. So again, thank you for listening. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, you can find all of our episodes all over on our website, haloevolve.co. It also has all our links to our social stuff, our Discord, Facebook group, Patreon page, Xbox Live. I think our most active place will probably be Discord, is where you'll find us most these days. The Facebook group does exist. We keep an eye on it, but it's not our bread and butter anymore, as you can imagine. We have, once again, shout out to our patrons. Again, guys, thank you so much. Head over to patreon.com/HaloEvolve to learn a bit more about us. We have the voicemail technology available to us, so if you would like to leave us something, have a quick chat with us, ask a question, anything you think of related to the show, please give us a call at 205-EVOLVED. That's 205-386-5833. And with that, I've been your host today, David, and until next time, evolve.
Evolved.